All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Indo US relationship is based on trust, mutual respect and understanding, emphasizes on enhancing strategic partnerships. Prime Minister stresses on creating ideal business environment with reform, integrity and performance. Delhi Assembly goes to poll on 8th February, counting of votes on 11th. Second round of Intensified Mission Indradhanush 2 begins. NATO tells Iran to avoid further violence and provocations as tension mounts in West Asia. And in cricket, second T20 International between India and Sri Lanka to be played in Indore this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India-US relations, which are built on trust, mutual respect and understanding, have grown from strength to strength. Conveying his New Year greetings to US President Donald Trump over phone, Mr. Modi expressed his desire to continue to work with him for enhancing cooperation in all areas of mutual interest. Prime Minister highlighted the significant progress made in deepening the strategic partnership between the two countries in the previous year. Mr. Modi wished President Trump, his family and the people of the United States good health, prosperity and success in the new year. President Trump expressed satisfaction at the achievements in the relationship in the last few years and reiterated his readiness for further deepening bilateral cooperation. He wished the people of India prosperity and progress in the new year. Prime Minister said the country's dreams are bigger with a focus on creating an ideal business environment for India Inc. with reform, integrity and performance. Addressing centenary celebrations of Kirloskar brothers in New Delhi yesterday, the Prime Minister emphasized on the economic goal of making India a $5 trillion economy. Listing out all the steps taken by the centre to enhance the ease of doing business in the country, the Prime Minister assured India Inc. that country's economy is poised for great things and also assured of all help from the government. Prime Minister said it is wrong to label the government as anti-industry because of action against some dishonest and corrupt people.
कुछ बेईमान और भ्रष्टाचारियों के खिलाफ कार्रवाई को शक्ति का रूप दिया जाना मैं समझता हूं एक बहुत बड़ा दुष्प्रचार है। भारतीय उद्योग एक पारदर्शी माहौल में भय के बिना, बाधा के बिना आगे बढ़े, देश के लिए वेल्थ क्रिएट करें, खुद के लिए वेल्थ क्रिएट करें, यही हम सभी का प्रयास रहा है। भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था को मजबूत करने के लिए देश में तत्कालिक उपायों के साथ ही लॉन्ग टर्म सॉल्यूशन पर एक साथ काम किया जा रहा है.
The Prime Minister highlighted some of the key reforms like the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, which has given a dignified exit route for failed business ventures. He also highlighted the transparency of the tax system, which is reducing human interface.
टैक्स पेयर और टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट के बीच ह्यूमन इंटरफेस समाप्त हो, इसके लिए एक नई व्यवस्था का निर्माण किया जा रहा है. आज देश में कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स रेट जितने कम है उतने पहले कभी नहीं.
Mr. Modi spoke highly of Kirloskar's contribution to Indian industry and released a stamp to mark the milestone. Union Minister for Road Transport Nitin Gadkari has asserted that he wants to create a 50,000 crore rupees ethanol economy. Addressing an event in Pune, Mr. Gadkari said the biofuel will benefit both ecology and economy as the import of crude oil will go down. He said a lot of years went into convincing about ethanol use, but in the last 5 years, the policy related to ethanol has been implemented in true sense. The minister said today a lot of oil companies and others are going into the right direction in the field of green fuel. Voting for 70-member Delhi Assembly will be held on the 8th of next month and the counting on 11th February. The notification will be issued on the 14th of January and the last date of filing the nominations will be 21st. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi, Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora said the poll panel is committed to conduct free and fair polls. He said over 13,000 polling stations will be set up for more than 1.46 crore voters in the national capital. The term of the current assembly will expire on the 22nd of February. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Chief Electoral Officer of Delhi, Ranbir Singh said that the new voters can enroll themselves till the 11th January.
They must ensure that their name is in the voter list. Those who have not enrolled as voters till now, they should immediately do it before 11th of this month. Those who already have a photo ID card, they also must check in the electoral roll whether their name is there or not. Because if your name is not in the electoral roll, you will not be able to vote even if you have the EPIC card. You can check your name at nvsp.in, or you can check it on Voter Helpline mobile app, or you can call 1950 and check, or you can send an SMS to 7738 299 899.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The second round of Intensified Mission Indradhanush 2 began in 272 districts of 27 states and 650 blocks of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. The Mission 2 has been introduced by the Centre to boost the routine immunization coverage in the country. The objective of the mission is to ensure the coverage of those children and pregnant women in the identified districts and blocks who have been unreached so far. A Lucknow correspondent reports that program rolled out at the block level in 35 districts of Uttar Pradesh. A report.
Under the program, the immunization activity will be in 4 rounds over 7 working days, excluding the regular immunization days, Sundays and holidays. Under the program, around 66,000 sessions will be organized for vaccination of more than 5.5 lakh children and around 1.3 lakh pregnant women of the state. There will be an enhanced focus on left-outs, dropouts and resistant families, and hard-to-reach areas, focus on urban, underserved population and tribal areas. With Sushil Chandra Tiwari's report from Lucknow, Paul Thottam, AIR News.
Our Patna correspondent reports that immunization has been conducted in the districts including Nawada, Samastipur and Rohtas districts. Prime Minister had launched the Intensified Mission Indradhanush in October 2017 to further intensify the immunization program. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar will confer the first Antarashtriya Yog Divas Media Samman to 30 media houses in New Delhi today. The ministry had instituted the award in June last year to mark the contribution of media in spreading the message of yoga. It acknowledged the positive role and responsibility of the media in disseminating the outreach of yoga in India and abroad. A report.
11 awards will be conferred under the category of Best Media Coverage of Yoga in Newspapers. 8 awards will be presented under the category Best Media Coverage of Yoga in Television, while 11 will be conferred under the category Best Media Coverage of Yoga in Radio. The award comprises of a special medal, plaque, trophy and a citation. The contribution of media in popularizing yoga and the entries were assessed by a jury comprising 6 members. It was headed by Justice C.K. Prasad, Chairman, Press Council of India. The International Day of Yoga is being celebrated on 21st of June every year since 2015. The idea of International Day of Yoga was first proposed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his address at the United Nations General Assembly in September 2014. Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
In Pakistan, the main accused in the recent attack at the Gurudwara Sri Janamasthan in Nankana Sahib has been arrested. A police official said that the accused has been charged with a non-bailable section of the stringent Anti-Terrorism Act and blasphemy. According to the FIR, the accused incited a mob on Friday in the name of religion and threatened to destroy a worship place of a minority community to build a Muslim shrine there. India has strongly condemned the incident of vandalism at the revered Gurudwara and call upon the Pakistan government to take immediate steps to ensure the safety and security of the Sikh community there. North Atlantic Treaty Organization NATO has called for restraint and de-escalation in the West Asian region as tensions soar following the killing of top Iranian general. NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg has warned that Tehran should avoid further violence and provocations, saying that a new conflict would be in no one's interest. At an emergency session of NATO's ruling council, US officials provided the rationale behind the action against Iranian General Qasem Soleimani at Baghdad airport. Soleimani was head of Tehran's West Asia operations as commander of the Revolutionary Guards Quds Force. All NATO members not only supported the United States move to kill Soleimani, but also condemned Iran for allegedly supporting different terrorist groups. Tehran has vowed to avenge Soleimani's killing, while US President Donald Trump has threatened major retaliation if any American targets are hit. Meanwhile, US Defense Secretary Mark Esper has denied that US troops are pulling out of Iraq after a letter from a US general based in Iraq suggested a withdrawal. Quoting Esper, BBC reported that there had been no decision whatsoever to leave. The confusion came amid threats to American forces after the US killed the top Iranian commander. Earlier, the head of the U.S. Military Task Force, Iraq, Brigadier General William Seeley, sent a letter to the head of Iraq's Joint Operations Command. Quoting the letter, news agency AFP reported, forces from the US-led coalition in Iraq would be repositioning in the coming days and weeks to prepare for onward movement. There seems to be no respite from Australia's raging bushfire, which continues to burn across several regions of the country, including New South Wales and Victoria, which have received some relief following rains. Officials have warned that temperatures would again rise by Thursday. They also said huge fires in Victoria and New South Wales could meet to create a larger mega blaze. Officials said that nearly 150 fires were still burning across the state. The crisis has intensified over the past week, resulting in forced evacuation of a number of towns. Water and power infrastructure has been significantly damaged due to the fire. Around 25 people have lost their lives so far. The bushfire crisis has taken a very heavy toll, with more than 1,500 homes already lost in the fire. The UAE cabinet has approved the issuance of a 5-year multi-entry tourist visa for all nationals visiting the country. The decision was made during the cabinet's first meeting of the year. The move comes in a bid to support the UAE's tourism economy and affirm the country's position as a global tourist destination. In a tweet, ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, shared this decision. Cold wave conditions prevail in most parts of North India, with rains lashing plains and fresh bouts of snowfall occurring at hilly areas. The national capital witnessed light rains last evening. After a warm day, and more showers are expected in the next 24 hours. Temperatures are expected to dip over the next 3 to 4 days. In Kashmir, Srinagar and other places received first snowfall of 2020. Over 600 vehicles were stranded as Jammu-Srinagar National Highway was closed due to landslides triggered by rain. In Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, cold wave conditions intensified following the fresh spell of snowfall in hilly areas and rain in plains of the state. Cold wave conditions also prevail in Punjab and Haryana after overnight rains lashed various parts of the two states. The weather remained dry and cold in Uttar Pradesh, with some parts of the state witnessing dense fog in the morning. In cricket, the second T20 International of the 3-match series between India and Sri Lanka will be played in Indore today. The match will start at 7 p.m. First T20 at Guwahati was washed out by heavy rain on January 5th. Indian spearhead Jasprit Bumrah and opener Shikhar Dhawan will be under spotlight as both return to the fold from the injuries. All India Radio will broadcast live commentary on the match on the FM Rainbow and additional frequencies from 6:30 p.m. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Anuja Kumar.
Thank you, Abhishek. The announcement of Delhi election schedule and the JNU violence are the two stories that dominate headlines this morning. Countdown begins for pitched capital contest, leads Hindustan Times. EC blows bugle, polling on February 8th, results February 11th, writes Mail today. On the JNU violence, the pioneer leads with masked marauders still at large. JNU students, staff want VC removed, states the Hindu, adding, blame game between ABVP and JNU SU over violence on the campus that left 34 injured. The Tribune writes that PM discusses job creation with India Inc. Business Standard quotes the PM Narendra Modi as saying government acting against corrupt few, not whole industry. On the countdown to Budget 2020-21, the Indian Express speculates that income tax relief for middle class and incentives for new home buyers likely. Supreme Court seeks explanation on communal remarks by Assam NRC coordinator, reports the Statesman. And finally, the Times of India reports that the India Meteorological Department has said that 2010 to 2019 was India's hottest decade and the past year 7th warmest. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Anuja. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Indo US relationship is based on trust, mutual respect and understanding, emphasizes on enhancing strategic partnership. Prime Minister stresses on creating ideal business environment with reform, integrity and performance. Delhi Assembly goes to poll on 8th February, counting of votes on 11th. Second round of Intensified Mission Indradhanush 2 begins. NATO tells Iran to avoid further violence and provocations as tension mounts in West Asia. And in cricket, second T20 International between India and Sri Lanka to be played in Indore this evening. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.